Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today. Today's tutorial is the beginner friendly eyeshadow tutorial, and I've already filled in my brows, so let's jump straight into this video. So we're going to start with parts of the eye, and right there is the brow bone. It's basically the part under the eyebrow. Then there we have the crease, we have the eyelid itself, and then we have the outer V. Now, depending on the shape of your eyes, I forgot to mention that there are different types of eye shapes, but this tutorial is basically for all round, like almost all eye shapes. So I have hooded eyes. What do I mean by hooded eyes? Most of my eyelid is hidden when I open my eyes. So it's upon me to find ways of making sure the eyeshadow comes out and it looks great. Oh my god, that brush up was giving me anxiety. So to start off, we're going to create a clear and even canvas, and you can either go in with a concealer or you can use an eyeshadow primer, and that is a P. Louise eyeshadow primer. So for today, for beginners, I'm going to go ahead and use my Revlon concealer, and this is basically just to create a canvas. And here I just want to show you the difference of if you use a concealer to or something to give your eye an even shape, not even shape, even tone, sorry. So don't forget to blend that out. You can also use a damp beauty blender, so you can see the difference between the side with the concealer and the side without the concealer. And the concealer also helps to make sure those eyeshadows pop. So now we have to set that concealer, and I'm using my Black Opal Soft Velvet Finishing Powder. This is, I think, the shade 600, which is dark, and I'm just taking just a little to set that concealer and to prevent creasing of the eyeshadow. So I'm going to do the same with the other eye. So next up, I'm going to use some tape, and this is going to be a guide for us. For beginners, you can use the tape. If it's your first time applying eyeshadow, go ahead and get some tape and make sure it's parallel to your lower lash, so that it forms that V kind of shape. And make sure it's not irritating your eye. Don't put it too close to your eyelid, but just make sure it's near your eyes, something like that. So there we go. So we're going to use these two brushes. The one to the right is the blending brush, and the one to the left is more of a compact brush, and we're going to use the Juvia's Place palette. This is the Warrior palette, and I'm going in with the shade Mino. It is the deep brown shade. I'm going to put a picture on the side, and I'm going to use that on my crease area. I'm going to put a picture on the side just to show what exactly I'm doing. So in that crease area, as you can see in the picture, I'm going to use that brown shade, and this is going to be our transition shade, if I can call it that. It's the one that's going to give my eyelids some shape, so it's easy for me to put the other lighter eyeshadows. So for a beginner, it's better to go in with the darker shadows first, blend that, then go in with the lighter shadows. And notice the way I'm holding my brush. I'm holding it towards the end so that I'm not pressing the product onto my eyes. So you hold it towards the end, and then just like wiping motions, like the wipers on the car. So gently, not too rough, and use a light hand. Even when you're working on your clients, use a light hand. So next up, I just want to get rid of that harsh line between my brow bone and my crease, and I'm going in with that light brown shade in the palette. I don't know the name. I'll leave the name right there. And I just want to blend out that hash line that was created when I used that dark brown shade. Again, notice the way I'm holding my brush. I'm holding it towards the end. This just gives it, it's more like a feathery, you know, kind of feel on the eyes. So keep going back and forth, and you notice as I use that light brown shade, the dark brown shade also seems to disappear. So no worries, go back in with the dark brown shade and, you know, intensify it. This is the moment where you know, see if you want to intensify it, if you want to make it lighter, go ahead. If you want to make it darker, go ahead. So I'm using that dark brown shade again in the outer V. Again, a light strokes, light strokes, and I kind of want to put back that dark shade that got lost when we applied that light brown shade. So keep going back and forth with the colors, keep going back and forth. So next up, I want to apply a shadow on the lid, and because I have hooded eyes, I kind of have to create an extra lid space, and that's not hard. I have videos showing how you can do that, but for this beginner tutorial, I'm just going to pack on a lighter shade just to again give my eye shape, make it look, you know, like it has, like I have a whole eyelid up there and yet I don't. It's all covered when I open my eyes. So you create a false, you know, eyelid above your natural one. Feel free to pack on. You can go ahead and use a glittery shade in that part, or you can use a matte shade. Now, to blend out the hash line between that whitish shade and the dark brown shade, I'm using again the light brown shade. I'm going to put the names there. I do not know why I'm not mentioning the names, but I'm going to put the names right there on the screen, and I just want that to make it, I want it to look like it's going from light to dark. Yeah, so we don't want any demarcation that, okay, this is where the light stops, this is where the dark shade starts from. Yeah, so again, use a light hand and take your time. If you do eyeshadow in a rush, it's just, it won't look nice at all, unless you're professional. But even professionals do not, you know, do not rush when doing their eyeshadow. So again, I just want to blend it out. Blend, don't forget to blend. And since this is a beginning tutorial, make sure you use warm tones, close to our skin tones. Now we're going to apply some eyeliner. This is the L'Oreal Super Liner. This is the Black Velvet Liner. And for eyeliner, I'm going to use that masking tape as my guide. So depending on how long you want your wing to be, go against, okay, draw your eyeline, draw the eyeliner right next to the masking tape. I don't know if I'm explaining this well, but just look at what I'm doing. I'm using the tape as my guide, and then all I have to do is bring it into my inner eyelid. Take your time as you do this. Don't rush. If you want to learn eyeliner, I am still learning how to do eyeliner. So the only way I'm able to learn and maybe, you know, improve is if I try it out every day. Okay, not every day, but every time I try to do makeup. Same with the other side. Use the tape as a guide, and then draw a thin line. For beginners, draw a thin line along your eyelid, like where the upper lash line is. Yes, draw a very thin line. Don't draw a thick one, draw a thin one. And because I have hooded eyes, I draw thin ones because at least it will still be visible, and my eyeshadow will also be visible when I open my eyes. So next up I'm going to use this Huda Cosmetics eyeliner because it has a sharper tip than the L'Oreal liner, and I'm going to use that in the inner corners of my eye because the brush is able to access that area. It also intensifies the eyeliner just a little bit, but it's your choice. If you want it darker, go ahead and use a darker one, but because I like the tip of this one, I can use that in my inner corners. So, and that's it. That's a simple look. Now let's take off the masking tape. Oops, that actually hurt. So be gentle as you take off your tape. Makeup brands do come out with tape, so you can also look out for those. They're actually more gentle on the eyes. So that's one eye done, and then the other. Now I've noticed the second side is actually longer, so I'm just going back in with my eyeliner to make it longer. You can put the tape back on gently, then use it as a guide. And yeah, I guess that's it. That's better for beginners. Make sure your wing is not as long as mine, but you can try something shorter. So I'm using the Max Factor Masterpiece mascara. I've had this one for a while and it's actually almost done. I should repurchase it. So for those who don't like, the eyelashes, you can just go ahead and use a mascara to bring out your natural lashes better, longer, darker, name it. And these eyelashes I got from a local beauty shop here in my town, and they were I think 5,000 shillings. Yeah, so I'm using the duo eyelash glue. This glue, this particular one is gray, but then it dries black, and I have a detailed tutorial on eyelashes. Please be sure to watch it if you want to learn something extra. I'm not doing another video on eyelashes because basically the information is all the same. Yeah, I think. Yeah, but in case you have watched it but still want more info, please do leave a comment down below and I will see what I can do. Try to put the lash as close to your natural lash line as possible, not on the lash line itself, because sometimes the glue does tend to pull out, especially if you're using funny glue. So this, I do not know where this pencil is from, but I think this is a MAC pencil. All the words have faded, but I'm going to just use that on my waterline to intensify and bring out the eyes more. I've noticed people use Wanja, but by the end of the day, the Wanja seems to bleed. What do I mean by bleed? Some of the product seems to go way beyond the lash line, and this pencil is just perfect. I look the same at the end of the day actually, yeah? So it doesn't bleed. Try to look for pencils which don't bleed. So I'm going in with the shade Mino, the dark brown shade, and I just want to intensify my lower lash line. Then I'm going to use my mascara to bring out my lower lashes better. And that is it, guys. That is the simple look. I finished everything off camera, but that is it. That is the simple look. Very neutral, very brown toned, can I call it that? Yes, for my skin tone. Please let me know what you guys think. What other videos do you guys want to see? We have more coming up in this masterclass series. and I hope you guys have enjoyed the videos so far. Let me know what other videos you want to see. So just a close-up on what the look looks like. So thank you so much guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.